Welcome back to the Catnip Podcast. My name is Grace, and today is Monday, May 13th. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly, knitting. Most importantly, knitting, because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias you can follow me on. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Ravelry. I am most active on Instagram, so please go follow me over on there if you are interested. I will have show notes, so links to things that I will be talking about will be either on my blog, or if you're on YouTube, the link to my blog is down below. I'm also a knitting pattern tech editor, so if you know of someone who is in need of an editor for an upcoming knitting pattern, I would love to work with you or start a conversation. I have the Graceful Edits tab on my blog if you'd like to find out more information, or you can send me a message on Instagram and I would love to talk to you. Yes, I have tea today. We have storms coming through. We have socks to talk about. That's not a surprise. The tea is different. Haven't recorded during storms in a while. Rusty's asleep on this chair over here. We're all having a wonderful time. So, if you would like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, laundry to fold, whatever it may be, I hope it is bringing you rest and or joy, or I'm helping you get through a rather unpleasant task. I do have laundry to fold later. I'm not looking forward to it, but that's okay. Such is life. We do what we gotta do. You do all those things, none of those things, whatever it may be, and come back and join me for some crafty chat. Ooh, that's good. I just realized that on the other side, I should be doing it this way, because that has the G on that side. Ba-bam. Oh man. I have English breakfast tea. It sounded delicious. Normally I am a PG Tips girly through and through. My grocery store was completely out of it for some reason. Normally they have it, and they didn't, so we're doing some Twinings today, but that's okay. Again, you do what you gotta do. It still tastes very tasty. Not quite as good as PG Tips, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's the tea update. We're having severe storms coming through right now. I was intending on recording earlier in the day, and I was just really busy watching the storms come through and monitoring them because I love to do that. Fun fact about me, if we didn't already know that already, I'm truly obsessed with the weather. I find it very fascinating and love watching it. And I'm oftentimes afraid of it. But we learn all we can about it, and somehow that soothes my soul. I don't know. So that's the weather. The lighting may come and go. It may get dark again. You may hear thunder in the background. It's a cozy time. I have some socks to show you, everyone. I have a pair of finished socks. It is a true pair of finished socks, and I have pretty much another finished pair of socks, ones that you have not actually seen unless you follow me on Instagram, in which case you might have. Pretty proud of that. I'm just gonna go ahead and say at the top of this episode, I haven't worked on my cabled vest at all. My Ghosts in the Orchard vest by Thea Coleman, I haven't worked on it at all. And so I'm just not going to be talking about it today. If you haven't seen the most recent episodes, I'm working on a cabled vest. My brain power is low and I'm just losing steam. Apparently more and more. I feel like I can't lose any more steam, and then I do. It will get done. But every episode I say I'm going to have it finished next week or next time. I never have done that yet. I haven't done that yet. One day it will get done, but today is not that day. So maybe next time. So we won't be talking about ghosties today other than what I just said. If you're interested in it, you can go and check the previous week's episodes and check out those show notes to see my Ravelry project page. So when I tell you that, like I've said 1,000 times at this point, it feels like that I'm truly in my sock era. I really have not wanted to knit anything else. Which isn't really great for content purposes and having a podcast. But you know, it's okay. This is just the phase that I'm in right now. We could just talk about socks and socks and socks and socks. So yes, I do have non-sock items that I have been working on, and I do have a little bit of yarn acquisition to show you. So we'll talk about all that stuff today. I do have upcoming projects. I have yet to start them, so because they currently are overwhelming in my brain for whatever reason. I am not going to talk about them until I actually get them started. But it is the Steeked project that I'm doing with my friends Andrea and Lise. We are working all three together towards a Steeked project. Yeah, we each have picked our own Steeked thing to make, and this is mine. It's going to be a sweater, it's a cardigan, and I'm very excited about it. I just haven't seemed to cast it on yet, and I need to do that. I also need to get the pattern. I don't even have the pattern yet. I need to do that. But that's okay. You know what? It's really okay. I'm in my sock era. I'm just cranking out these socks, and I'm having fun. So I hope you're having fun too. So let's just jump into the sock talk, shall we? We love a good sock talk. My finished pair of socks, everyone, are these guys. I'm so excited with how they look. I'm so happy with them. These are the Mrs. Tiggy socks by Kay of the Bakery Bears, and it was a super fun pattern. I will definitely be making this pattern again. It's a very easy to memorize lace pattern, and they basically knit themselves. So much fun. What's also really wonderful about this pair of socks, this yarn was gifted to me from Michelle of Kettle and Hearth Fiber. She very kindly sent me a sock set to knit and to show you all and to truly sing their praises, because they are just, these colors are so good. The sock set that she sent me was the Marionberry colorway, which I believe she made, she came up with for Pi Day, which I think is very fun. I have another sock set of hers that I bought recently, and I have yet to wind that up because I have plans for that one. Rusty's little leg is just kind of shaking. I think he's twitching in his sleep. And she's just got very nice yarn. It's a wonderful squishy base, and yeah. So it came with this purple color, this very pinky purple color. Please focus. There we go. And then it also came with the mini skein of the gray, which I did for the top and for the toe. And then I added the gold from Knit Picks, my Knit Picks stash of Stroll, because I thought that'd be fun. And then I added the fun little stripes up at the top. And I now have a pair of finished socks. Ta-da! We are very happy to see it, you know. Very happy indeed. We do love a finished pair of socks. And yeah, so I needed to finish this pair to free up some needles, and because I had a pair in my Seafarer socks by Summer Lee. And those were being used. But we had an upcoming concert. I feel like I'm telling the story very oddly. We had another concert coming up. There was a standing concert. It was for Flatland at Cavalry. It was super fun with some friends, and I needed a sock to knit. So I quickly finished these guys up so I could have a pair of my favorite 9-inch ChowGoose US 1s. And quickly cast on some socks out of some Knit Picks Felici that I've had in my stash for goodness knows how long. I have no idea. But I've had it in my stash. I've got 2 other colorways of Felici up there that now that I've knit with it, I am so excited to use it. I have never knit with Felici before, and I have very pleasantly surprised. I'll go into more details about some thoughts about the yarn in just a second, but here we have a finished sock. Can we even, everybody? I did use the blue that I'm actually using for my Seafarer socks that are the cabled ones, because I thought it was a nice like pop of color with this very cute striping colorway. I did, when I was casting this on, I was watching the Crazy Sock Lady, whatever episode that was, and she had done her little like pop of color up at the top, and I was like, I've never done that, and that's very easy to do, and I think that would be super fun, so I'm going to do that as well. Ultimately, it just looks like another stripe, but I think it's fun. It kind of ties everything all together. So there's number 1, and everybody, all this needs is the toe. All this needs is the toe. So I'm going to count this as a finished pair of socks because this is getting done today. And that means I can cast on some other socks. Which ones am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know. I really enjoyed working with this yarn. It feels very like durable. It's not the softest sock yarn I've ever used by any means, but it feels like it's gonna like hold up through true washings through the washing machine and dryer. According to the label, you can do both. Whether or not I'll be brave enough to do that, I don't know, but that's what the label says, so we trust labels. I got this colorway forever ago. I know that getting Felici colors is very, like repeated colors, I should say, is kind of hit or miss sometimes. For some reason, I feel like I thought that like you couldn't get Felici for a while, and it was kind of hard to get. I don't know if that's true anymore. I would recommend it, except for the fact, and I don't know if it was just, if like the production has kind of gone uphill a little bit. It sounds very ominous and daunting, and I can tell that the sky is getting darker again. We're gonna getting some more coming. I was knitting long on my second sock, and you can't really tell, but I was knitting along, and it was right after my gusset, or my heel flop and heel turn, and so I had picked up my main color again and was starting it, and as I was knitting it, I was like, this feels like a different texture, and also this is a different gray than what the previous gray. Ooh, we are losing light quickly. I don't know if you can tell. Do I need to turn on more lights? This is unfortunate. I thought I was going to avoid this. We have like a little gap between waves of storms. Goodness gracious. Rusty's just having a grand old time over there. Oh man, we're hugging our face over there. This is fine. I will turn on a light if it gets too dark, or we will figure something out. This is getting pretty dark, and what are we gonna do? Okay, we will regroup and we'll talk about these socks in just a hot second once I figure out the lighting situation. Okay, how is this? I honestly don't think this looks amazing, but this is what we're gonna have to do because I don't have any other types of lights. In this little area there's an overhead light, which is really nice, and thankfully there is it has a dimming function, so it's at like the lowest setting possible. It is what it is, so we're just gonna move forward. We are grateful for the rain. We can hear it now. It's coming. It's getting ready to dump a lot of rain. Okay, I will not be distracted. I'm not gonna go over there and watch. I have my computer and everything set up. Okay, so I was knitting along. I felt that the yarn was a different texture than I had been knitting before, and that the grays were slightly different. And I looked closely, and I didn't know for certain, but it looked like a very different gray from what this gray was supposed to be. Like, this is a blue gray, and it was more of like just a warmer tone gray. And I started pulling yarn out of the ball, and then it started like the colors had been mixed, and it also had completely skipped the green. And I knew that there was probably going to be a problem because in this pink stripe I had run into a knot. So I knew that the pink stripe was going to be probably shorter. Or I actually didn't know that for certain. But I knew that there was probably going to be something wrong with the ball of yarn because I had run into a knot. And I mean, knots don't bother me too much. I understand, like, I know some people that really bothers them. That is completely fair and valid. It doesn't bother me particularly. In certain situations it does. In this, it didn't really bother me all that much. But I knew that there was probably something wonky with this skein of yarn, and I was like, okay, well, we'll just continue on. I start going, and then like the gray and the orange had been like blurred together. It was very weird, and obviously that's leaving out this green stripe. So I had completely missed the green, and there was something wrong with that skein. So thankfully, I have two. Because if you are unaware, Felici comes in 50-gram balls. So if you're going to be knitting a pair of socks, unless they're for a child, I would highly recommend getting two, because that's what you need. I do make a 56 stitch sock. So I got all the way down past the heel flap with one ball. So that's like that with one ball. But also keeping in mind running into an issue and knowing that once I ran out of that ball of yarn, if I had to, I'd have to pull from this to get the stripes to line up, and I wasn't excited about doing that. I had to do that with this anyway, just a little bit to get it to line up with the, so I was back on track with the gray. But did any of that make sense? I feel like I didn't explain that very well, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Just long story short, keep in mind that there may be knots, there may be some issues with the stripes because it is more of a commercially made yarn. But that being said, the great colors, great price point. It's machine washable, tumble dry low. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Can't really go wrong. If you're really wanting to do self-striping yarn and if you want something that's a little more colorful and maybe more modern, if that's the right word, like compared to like the Regia, and those types of self-striping yarns, which I love those too, but I feel like these are a little bit more colorful, or not colorful, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. These are not like the same type of stripes. If this is what you're looking for, but you don't want to like invest in self-striping sock yarn from Indie Dyers, which again I completely understand, it's a great great place to look. So I don't know if they consistently have Felici. Again, I don't know. I remember at one point it was hard to get, but I don't know if that is the case now. I have the toe. Then we have a finished pair of socks. I will also say, just in case, if you are curious, the colorway for this yarn is called Chelsea. So I apologize for my fingernails, but it's just the state that they are in. So, and I have quite a bit left over. So I don't know what this is going to go into, but I do like these colors. I'm very happy with them, with how they turned out. I have, like I said, I've got 2 more colorways. I've got 4 balls of Felici sitting up there that are ready to be used. And one of them, I believe, is actually the Doctor Who scarf colorway or something similar. I don't know if that's what it's actually called, but I do have that up there, and I'm excited to wear these. The light is coming back. How wonderful. We may get to turn off this light again. Just plain vanilla sock, because I needed to be able to stand and not focus on my knitting. It was great. Great times. It was also convenient, unlike the concert we had been to previously, I was working on a second sock, so I had a template that I had to follow. This time, and I went too far, this time I was knitting my first sock, so I could go as long as I wanted without worrying about it, which was very nice. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with how these turned out. I am counting them as a finished object, or a finished pair of socks, even though this does not have a toe. It just doesn't have a toe. It's going to take me less than 30 minutes to do. So yeah, Felici, Knit Picks Felici socks. Love them. I'm very excited. They feel good on my feet. I'm very happy with these. My last pair of socks that are currently actually not really on my needles because I just have the one and I haven't started the second one, are my Seafarer socks. And these look very odd. And I say that because all the socks that I've made up until this point, other than the shorties, have been like really tall cuffs or legs, to use the technical term. Really tall legs. And I didn't do that on this one. I think that's what the pattern calls for actually, and I didn't really feel like lengthening it because these cables are pretty time consuming and I wanted to be done with it. But it makes the foot part look really long. It also makes it look very narrow because there's some ribbing action going on, so it looks like it's much smaller, but it's actually very stretchy. These are the cabled socks. These are, again, the Seafarer socks by Summer Lee. It is out of her new book, which I love dearly. And I was given to for my birthday. I am using Night Owl fibers in the Let's Dance colorway. Excuse me. Got a random DPN hanging out. Ba-bam. Which is super fun. I love the pinks and the purples and the blues. It's just really wonderful. I've got 2 contrasting colors. This color is on the cuff and the toe, which is the same one that I used in the Felici socks. It is Plucky Merino Fingering, and then this dark blue is another Knit Picks Stroll colorway that I thought would be fun. So I have one sock finished. I just need to cast on and complete the second sock. I do find though that the only problem with the second sock is getting it started. Once I get it started, I've got smooth sailing, like not a problem. Usually it goes faster. We'll see with these cables though. I don't know about that. But I have to get it started. If I delay getting started, that is the trouble that I run into. So, yes, I just need to get these started. But currently, obviously this needs a second sock, but I had this set and my other pair of US ones open and available, except for this toe, which is going to get done today. So I can cast on more socks, everybody. I'm so excited. It would be smart of me to look into my whip pile, because I do know that I have at least one pair. I've got 3 pair. Not 1 pair, not 2 pair, but 3 pair that need to be worked on. One of them, they're all patterned of sorts. One of them is a pair of Christmas socks, and pretty sure I'm on sock number 2. I just need to do it. I just really need to work on those. And it would be nice to do it now, because there's no pressure to get it done like for Christmas, because it's May. And then I can get them done now, and then they'll be all ready to wear in December and November while I watch my Hallmark movies. You know? The other 2 are colorwork socks. They are my orange cat socks, which really I need to get done. And the other one, I'm debating just like using that sock as a learning experience. They were the first pair, or it was my first colorwork sock ever. And so I knit them on a size US 1, and I really needed to go up to a US 2.5. And I didn't have that at the time, and I thought I knew best. What I really should have done, since I didn't have the 1, is just knit the bigger size, but I didn't think about that. But that's okay. Consequently, that sock doesn't really fit. And there was something about that heel. I think it was one of my first successful afterthought heels, and so it fits weirdly, and I also did the pattern wrong. It's just not a good time. I've got plenty of yarn of both colors. It's just a 2-color sock, and I should just make 2 more socks of that pattern. Just kind of start over. We'll just use that first one as like a learning situation. I could frog it, but because it's an afterthought heel, I feel like that would be kind of tricky. I honestly don't know how that would work. I mean, there's nothing, I'm not going to lose anything necessarily, because I can't really wear the sock. So maybe I should just give it a try. Wow, we got some big twitches going on over there. Someone's dreaming. Oh, sweet Rusty. So I had those 2. We're going over to some friends this evening, and I would really like to have another vanilla sock on my needles, honestly. Maybe I should just grab my Felici that I have up there. Because I do have the Kettle and Hearth sock set that I have. I think I talked about that last time. And then I also have the Eras Tour. I think it's just called Eras. The Eras yarn that's based off of Taylor Swift and her Eras Tour from Mustache Yarns. That I really want to do, but I kind of wanted to do a pattern with those, but I really don't know what it would be. But I need something that's like easy enough that I can do while we're over at some friends, being with our friends. You know, we're losing light again. I'm glad I turned on the light. And we've left the light on. So yeah, we will see what socks I do next. I don't know what they will be, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Maybe this afternoon you'll figure it out. So that's all my sock talk. You know, I think, do I wish I had more socks to talk about? Yes. I don't know if you feel that way, but I feel that way. What's also ridiculous is it's not like I can wear them right now. Like, I can't wear them because it's hot. And it's only going to get hotter. But they're just so small and compact, and they're so satisfying to make, and I don't need to look at a pattern at all if I'm doing a vanilla sock, and it's so nice. feel very strongly about this. I just love knitting socks right now. Did I see this coming? No. Was I expecting this at all? No. Do I love it? Yes. So sorry if you were hoping for more sweater discussion this week. I think we're going to be overwhelmed by sock talk. Anyway, we're moving on to my ranunculus. I think I made some pretty decent progress since I last showed this to you. I honestly don't know. I have to look at my progress keeper. Yeah, I made about a little bit more than an inch. Last time I said I was going to try it on. Did I do that? No. Pretty happy with that. It's looking really, really great. I'm so happy with it. I have plenty of yarn, so I'm not worried. I may lengthen it. But yeah, I'm just super happy with how this is turning out. I think this is going to be really great. I have seen, going around on Instagram, a lot of like summery versions of, oh, this is not a ranunculus. I am so sorry. My bad. Wrong pattern. This is the Love Note by Tin Can Knits. They're similar in some ways, and I have made a ranunculus, but I have not made a love note before. So this is my first love note. I've seen many summery ranunculuses and, in theory, love notes going around on Instagram, and it's very inspirational. I really want to make one that's more summery. This is a fingering weight and a mohair, so I'm not going to be able to wear this until November, probably, if that. So, and we're not going to be too sad about it. We're just going to accept it as a fact of life. I don't know why this light is keeps flickering, but that's okay. We're moving on. I am just really happy with it. The yarn I'm using is Lavender Fiber Company in the Grandpa's Sweater colorway. Grandpa's Cardigan colorway. And oh man, this overhead lighting is really doing a number on this. I'm so sorry. And the mohair is just a white mohair from Webb's. I believe it's called Southampton. But the reason why it's all wound together, I had basically knit the entire sweater and realized I had messed up everything. I had, my mistake was not very late in the process. It was literally during the cast on. I had cast on 36 extra stitches or something like that. It was something crazy like that. Why, I don't know. How it happened, I don't know. But it happened, and it messed everything up. And I didn't realize it until I was knitting the body after I divided for the sleeves. So I had to frog everything, and that's why everything is wound together. But I'm definitely decreasing the ball of yarn. Like, it's definitely much smaller than it used to be, so. And it's looking more like a square rectangle shape. So we're getting close to the original ball of yarn that was the way it was before I had to frog everything. So yeah, I'm just plugging along with that. Obviously I just got an inch done since I last showed you all, but I do need to try it on. I'm just so obsessed with socks, everybody. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. They just also take up such little brain space, and I'm really not really wanting to do something with a lot of brain power, you know? Maybe. Oh, it's just a time. It's just a phase. It will not last for forever. It's okay. So this is we will see if I actually made any progress on this. Ooh, I did. Did I? I don't know if I showed this to you. I don't know if I did or if I didn't. I feel like I did, and I didn't move my progress keeper. But I did make some progress. I definitely showed this to you and I didn't move my progress keeper, so for that I apologize. I don't think I made any progress on this. Maybe 4 rows at that. But this is my tessellated vest by Andrea Mowry. I'm using Feederbrook Farms, I'm using Kelborg Woolens Camper, and I'm using Knitting for Olive mohair. I really enjoy this knit. It's interesting, it's engaging, but it's also kind of mindless at the same time. I'm loving how this is turning out. I'm probably going to have to rib out and redo the ribbing, but we will cross that bridge when we get there. I have plans. We are not going back, and I don't want to do the tubular cast on again. Am I being lazy about it? Yes. But I know that there are people out there who would have done the same thing to avoid the tubular cast on again. And there are ways that I can do it, so I can do a tubular bind off, which I'm much better at. So I'm just making it work for me, you know? We are making it work. This knitting project has handed me lemons, and I'm going to make a lemonade, a vest out of this. If that analogy works correctly, I don't know. But I'm enjoying working on this. I'm going to move my progress keeper now, and hopefully we'll get back to this between now and the next time I record. So this was a Rhinebeck purchase, a Rhinebeck weekend New York sheep and wool purchase. I was not intending on knitting any of the tessellated items until we got to New York sheep and wool, and everyone was walking around in their vests and their pullovers, and it was just very inspirational. And then we walked past the Feederbrook Farms booth, and it was like, oh my. Well, I've been sold. I've definitely been sold. I've been persuaded. You've convinced me. I need this now. And yeah, so I'm super happy to be working on this. It is definitely slow going. It's not like a high priority by any means, but I have enjoyed the process so far. And when I had to rip out all my progress because I realized that it was way too big, I was not terribly sad about it because I knew that I really wanted it to work. It's really dark out there and it's very bright out here, and I can see that the winds are picking up. The question is, where is that? Is it going or is it coming? I don't know. The radar's over there. I can't see the radar from here. I love the weather. I am a bit obsessed, you might say. And I'm proud of it, honestly. Yes. So oh man, we're trying to roll over. I hope you don't roll off this chair. That was a very cute move. We keep hugging our face, squeezing our face over there. Just having a very deep sleep. My last sweater project, and then we will talk about some yarn acquisitions, or a yarn acquisition. This is my, have I worked on this at all? Ooh, I've knit, I would say about 6 rows. So good. But hey, I have 2 pairs of finished socks. This is my, I don't want to call it Felix, the Elton pullover by Hoki Locatelli. I am using yarn from, oh, this is upside down, what am I doing? I'm using yarn from the Gilmore Girls collection by Sorella. The wind is really picking up. Do we love these play-by-play updates of the weather from what I can see out the windows? Yes. I'm sorry if you don't. Sorry if it's annoying. Sorry, not sorry. Because it's who I am, and I am being authentically myself. Gilmore Girls yarn by Sorella Yarns. The main color, the fingering weight is I Will Follow. And my Surrey is Dragonfly Inn. It is very similar. The Dragonfly Inn is a variegated Surrey. It is. Both are just absolutely gorgeous. Ba-ba. It's very hard to tell. I'm very sorry. I'm so sorry for this overhead light. Would it be my first choice? No. But we've been given lemons, to use a phrase I just used. So we're making lemonade. We're recording a podcast with these lemons. Because that makes sense. I am really loving working on this, even though I only knit 6 rows between... Oh, hello, please focus. The last time I recorded and now, but it is, like, it's just so, her Surrey base is so soft, and it smells so good. Oh, and I love the Gilmore Girls so much. More than words can say. And it was a gift from Sam. He picked this out for me. It's all very meaningful. We're hugging our face again. That was lightning. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted. It was a Christmas present. It was just a very special project for many, many, many reasons. And I love it, and I cannot wait. That was thunder, and hopefully you heard that. I'm just loving knitting it, and I cannot wait to wear it in November. But that's okay. That's okay. It's just a fact of life. I may be exaggerating. I honestly don't know. You never know. It can be very hot in October here. But I'm so excited to be able to wear this. It is a drop shoulder. It's top down. It's now in the round. Super easy construction. Honestly, it's a very good, if you're unfamiliar with this construction, it's a very good one to start with if you're not familiar with it. I said it was drop shoulder. So, and now I'm just tootling along until I reach the body length, and I am loving every single minute of it. And every time I work on it, I'm like, I think I definitely need a cardigan version of this. Which there is a version, so I may need to do that in the future. I just love this so much. Like, it's just so squishy. It's like a little cloud. Oh, good night. I just love it. Anyway, so the Elton pullover by Hoey Locatelli, Sorella Yarns, Gilmore Girls collection. I love the Gilmore Girls. I just love them. It's my... I have a few comfort shows for sure. Like, there are some that... Excuse me, can we remain focused? There are a few that I would definitely count as comfort shows, but like Gilmore Girls is just truly wonderful. I lost my train of thought there. If I'm feeling anxious during the day and I'm having a hard time calming myself down, and if I'm at home, I'll turn on Gilmore Girls and just like have it play in the background to just kind of like listen to the dulcet tones of Lorelai and Rory and Emily and Richard and Luke and Lane and all those people. I could go on, but this is not a Gilmore Girls podcast. But we do have mentions of it, so. It's still looking really dark out there, and it's still looking really light out here. But it's still very windy. What is going to happen? I don't know. You'll get a play-by-play, for sure. I'm really glad I made that tea. That is so good. So that is all the knitting that I have currently, right now, today. I'm not going to be giving you more up-to-date knitting while we're chatting. Right. What am I saying? Oh goodness. Okay, we're going to regroup. Let's regroup. What are we trying to say? What are we trying to say? Yarn acquisitions. That's what we're trying to say. So I got some yarn I went and shopped on Diane of Suburban Stitcher's website. She's a very dear friend, and I just wanted to buy some yarn from her, so I did. I got this yarn, and this overhead lighting is not going to do this justice, and I'm so sorry, because this is truly the most beautiful hot pink yarn you have ever seen in your life, and wow, it is called hot pink. So look at me go, remembering the colorway name. This is beautiful. This is truly just so stunning. It is bright pink. This is not showing up well. It may on the computer. This is a little bit more accurate. It's looking really blown out. No, that's not helping anything. Well, it is wonderful. I'm very excited. I got this on her sport base, which I don't think I've actually knit with before. It's very squishy. I really like this base. And I'm going to be knitting Casey of Young Folk Knits, her new little scarf pattern, which I am blanking on the name of it. It's like party something. The party scarf? That's not it. But it came out recently and everyone has been knitting them. Party line scarf. I was close. The word party was included, so we'll count it as a win. But it's just a very like simple scarf, necktie type thing, scarfette, whatever you want to call it. It's got garter, it's got some eyelets. I am so excited. So sorry, I got distracted by a weather update. We can't do that right now. This is what this is going to be. I think this is going to be super fun. I love wearing color. I also love wearing neutrals, goodness knows. And I love wearing color and neutrals together. Wow, imagine that. Like, I feel like this would be very cute with this shirt, actually. It'll be super fun with some jeans. I love it. I need to wind this up. I have things that I need to wind up, like the yarn for the steeped cardigan. I have this that needs to be wound up. I have sock yarn that potentially needs to be wound up because it's all over here. I've been putting it off. For some reason, I've been putting it off and I need to do it. I just need to do it. So I also need to get this pattern. So that is also preventing me from starting, but I just love this pig so much. And I really love Diane. And I really love supporting her. I also, at the same time, because I was very tempted and succumbed to the temptation, I also purchased her, I don't know, it's not self-striping by any means, but it's her, she has like an advent sock set that she's done. And I don't really know, I don't remember what the information said about when it was shipping in regards to like the month of December or like when you were supposed to open it technically. But it is a sock set from Suburban Stitcher that will be coming, and I will be knitting it around the holidays. So I'm very excited about that. I don't really remember what the color theme was, and I love all of her colors so much, so she could really do whatever and I would be happy with it. So I'm very excited to see that. I'm very excited about all the upcoming holiday knitting countdowns and advents have started rolling through. I don't know if you have gotten one for yourself or you're still looking, because there are still people who are rolling them out and will do multiple drops of them. I ended up going with Chelsea Yarns, the what was it called? I'm blanking on the name. But we will look it up, and I will not be distracted by the weather warnings. On the Ranch, a Western holiday. I got that one, and I'm very excited. I've knit with her yarn before. I have not gotten one of her advents before, and a good friend of mine has gotten hers for the past 3 or 4 years, I think, and she loves them. So I'm very excited to see that. I got the glitter base. I'm very excited. I was torn between Chelsea Yarn and Salty Blonde Fibers, and I really they both sounded so good. Salty Blonde had a holiday or a Hallmark movie theme, which, I mean, how can you go wrong with that? But I had to pick. So next year, maybe Salty Blonde Fiber is what we're gonna do. But doing that, I have the Suburban Stitcher sock set coming, and then I also have coming the Freckled Whimsy. That's what it is. Freckled Whimsy, her Advent striping sock yarn. Words. There are 2 that I know that are really big that do that. There's Freckled Whimsy and also Woolens and Nosh, and I could only remember Woolens and Nosh, and it's that's not what I did, but people still have Advent stuff. It is still very early in the year, so do not fret if you are wanting to do that and you feel like you have missed your opportunity. You have not, so don't worry. But that will be here before we know it. I mean, we're already halfway through May. Kind of crazy. This light keeps flickering. It's probably because it's on the dimming thing. Yes. So that is all the knitting that I have to share with you. That is all the yarn acquisitions I have to share with you. I'm sorry for not sharing the steeked cardigan information. I feel like I'm dangling it in front of your nose, and I'm not talking about it. It's not like it's a secret. It's just that I really don't know what to say about it at this point. So there's not really much to say. So I have laundry I need to go fold. I don't want to, but it needs to be done. And maybe yarn to be wound, and maybe socks to be cast on, and toes to be finished while these storms roll in. And I'll go back to watching The Radar, my favorite. Anyway, so on that note, I have social medias. I have show note information. I have tech editing information. All the places. If I forget anything, or if you just have a question about something or would like to say hello, please feel free to send me a message. I appreciate every single one of you. The comments that you leave, I apologize for not being good about getting back to them, but I do see them and I do read them, and I appreciate them so much. Please, if you have not already, please subscribe. I don't say this normally. I feel like I should. I feel like that's what the YouTuber thing is to do. Please like and subscribe. It really helps the algorithm. I really appreciate it. If you want to support me without leaving a comment, if you don't want to leave a comment, you can like and subscribe. That is very helpful. I have crafty plans, which I'm not going to say the cabled vest. I'm going to say socks. How many socks can I get done before next time? I don't know. We're not going to give it a number. We're just going to have a fun time. That's really all it is. Because people, I haven't been test knitting. There's so much thunder. I haven't been test knitting, and I have the freedom to knit all the socks and whatever I want at any point in time. And it's kind of blowing my mind. Imagine that. What? I don't even know. I'm loving it. So yes, I have crafty plans. I would like to get some more socks on the needles. I would really like to cast this on. So maybe I'll do that and take this over to our friend's house this evening. I don't know. We will see. Because it should be pretty straightforward, honestly. It'd be pretty mindless. Yes. I don't think there's anything else for me to say. What am I trying to say here? That's not weather related. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've just talked, it's like been 75% weather. It's a lot of thunder. It's a lot of thunder. Not 75, maybe 65% weather. I'm sorry. I just love the weather. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for putting up with my randomness and passions outside of knitting, and just being here with me, spending time with me. I really appreciate it so much. I said all the things I feel like I said that I needed to say. Like and subscribe. Yeah, so thank you for being here. You are wonderful. You are enough. Good luck on all your crafty endeavors that you may be taking on in the coming weeks, whether they are new projects or old projects. Oh, I just heard the alert sound of a warning go off on my computer. I'm gonna go check that. It's looking really concerning, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We need to turn this overhead lighting off because it's really terrible. I have to go fold laundry. We need to move on with our day. You have places to be, I have places to be. And it'll all be fine. We'll take it one step at a time, and we'll be knitting socks along the way because it's what makes me happy. And you should craft whatever makes you happy because that is what is most important. Anyway, thank you for being here. You are wonderful. You are enough. I will stop rambling, and I will see you all next time. Bye.